Good afternoon. I want to call the January 24th, 2019 meeting of the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District to order at 1 p.m. Could you have the machine for roll call, please? Let the record reflect that all present. For the prayer by Mr. Bartholomew, and then remain standing for the pledge.
Those parish nature resources. We give thanks to God for our brave and encouraged and courageous men and women in our military who daily risk their lives to protect our precious freedom, and we pray for our world leaders to know how to obtain world peace. We pray for this government body administration will always with honesty, humility, and equality for all. And as this government body gathers here today, we pray for the wisdom to know which is right. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I'd like to ask at the ending of this Port Commission meeting, we're going to roll right into the council meeting because we'd like to go to the executive session immediately, and that way you guys can have a break during that portion. If you would, Ms. Marcotte, we're going to move straight to item 6C, please.
6C or 6B?
6C. Yeah, C. Yeah, this is C.
C, a resolution electing the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District Vice Chairperson for 2019 and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
I'd like to offer with the addition of, let's see what line you have. On line 6, Dr. Stuart J. Gui. Ask for a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Newberry. Any questions or comments from the table? Any from the audience?
Hey, Dr. Gui, you know, you and I go way back. You think you could be a vice chairman of this committee here? When you guys put a big old tax on the people of Plaquemines without even having the vote, you think you could really serve the people of Plaquemines right here? We got to know. The people have to know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments from the audience? From the table? All right, with none, machine is open. The resolution passes 9-0. Congratulations, Dr. Gui.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Ms. Marcotte, if you move to 6B, please.
A resolution electing the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District Chairperson for 2019 and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer a change on line 6 with the name John L. Bartholomew, Jr. And ask for a second.
Second.
Mr. Konovich, seconds. Any questions or comments from the table? From the audience? All right, with none, machine is open. Let the record reflect that the resolution passes 9-0. Congratulations, Chairman Bartholomew. At this time, Madam Secretary, I'd like to move over and give the meeting over to our new chairman.
I can take a moment of special privilege I'd like to thank my colleagues for their support, and we will be having a port, as far as I'm concerned, to be transparent. Anything that goes on with me, you will know. Anything that we need to discuss, anything you need to know about, you will get it in time. As I get it, you through email or whatever, you'll receive it, so that we all are on the same page for legislation and amendments, appropriation, whatever it may come about, you will know about it. I promise you that.
There is no executive session. Number 3, status report by the Executive Port Director.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, and members of the board. I am Sandy Sanders, Executive Director of Plaquemines Port, Harbor, and Terminal District, and follows as my Executive Director's report for the reporting period of 13 December to 23 January. During this time period, I met with Captain Scarpino and his staff at the Naval Air Station to form a joint working group in order to address the concerns expressed in the proposal to the United States Navy regarding the joint use of the Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base. This is our first step towards initiating a business case analysis. The sequence I laid out and have adopted is to create the vision, develop the business case analysis that supports the needs to be done to support the vision, identify the demands placed on the Navy and the support operations, and then identify the necessary infrastructure needed for the project. Also during this time period, we initiated an MOU and NDA with a Western Arkansas intermodal port facility that is developing very quickly, which will expedite the build of the American Patriot vessel and add needed emphasis to the initiation of Phase 1 at the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District Container Port location. There will be more to follow on this as it develops. I accompanied members of the New Orleans Gulf Coast and of the Tallgrass team to Omaha, Nebraska, to work with the Union Pacific to remedy the initial bottlenecks on the UP line as we commercialize the Plaquemines Liquid Terminal. These bottlenecks are a strip of land from West Wego to Gretna, and then a curve on the Gretna line that needs to be straightened out. This is very important because the commercialization of this project is underway, and we do not want any hiccups once it starts. Subject to your comments, Mr. Chairman, in the boards or questions, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Executive Director. Are there any questions at the table? Mr. Russo?
Just a point for clarification. You met with someone, you said with Tallgrass?
Yes, sir.
Who was that with? I mean, elaborate a little bit on that.
It was, I had a representative from Drexel Hamilton on the phone. I had Chris Fetters, Bob Bach, Michael Haig, a number of UP people. It was at their short line conference, and we got a special meeting put together for them to go over the bottlenecks as we commercialize the PLT. So they're going to make sure that those two projects are going to be funded, put into the budget for 2019 to go live on Q3 2020.
And you said a bottleneck. Are we talking about the relocation of the line, or is there some?
No, sir. No, sir. This is the existing line right now that goes from West Wego. There is a line, about a 3-mile stretch that needs a lot of work, and they know that this could build up to be 7 unit trains a day, and in the existing infrastructure is not going to be able to handle that. And then there is a bottleneck in the Gretna area where the rail comes under the bridge, the New Orleans Bridge, and then they have to move the power around to the other end to pull it out. So they're proposing to put a curve in there so they do not have to go up that V-neck and come back out.
So this is like improvements to the existing line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That clarifies it. And As far as Tallgrass goes, I understand that the staff or someone is going to the Mardi Gras event and having some meetings to discuss with the Corps on Tallgrass permitting?
Yes, sir, we are. Our meeting with the Corps is going to include a number of subjects, but that will be also one of them.
And I guess what brings that to mind is that I thought that early on I had seen some publications about they had already been permitted for 20 million barrel facility. Is not that accurate?
Their goal is to be permitted to 20 million barrels, and they are actively commercializing that right now.
But they're not permitted at this
They're
time.
not fully permitted because we're doing an MOU with the CPRA.
And are we making any progress with that?
Yes, sir, we are. We're making a lot of progress.
You don't have a anticipated date when that MOU will be available for public review?
I just got a copy of it, and Mr. Bathburn made a few minor changes, so that went back to CPRA and went back to Tallgrass. And, say what? Yeah, so when those changes are implemented, it'll be finalized.
And you could forward us a copy so we can review it?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Councilman Black?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to point out that we had an incident last week on the river in which we, 2 people lost their lives, and I wanted to just, point out as somewhat of a gratitude to Director Durr, who I spoke to a couple times during that incident, and it's my understanding that you guys did, and your crew did the best they could to get there in time, and I just want to this council to show their support to the men and women that work for the port and the things that they do every day, and sometimes they don't turn out the way we want them to turn out to. So thank you for your quick response, and thank the captain for his quick response, and I think rest assured that I think you guys have done everything you could have done. So thank you. We all pray for the 2 families. So that's all.
Any other council member? Audience?
Arthur Henry, Bill Chase, Colonel. We went through this. And we have a new council, and just like I said, if you go back to the records, we have a situation here. We pay these enormous salaries, man, stupid salaries, for the people of Plaquemine to have to pay. Because I'm taxpayer, I got to pay taxes too, so hey, that includes me also. I have a problem. It's like nobody seems to get this deal where we paying all this money. We paying all this money, and I got a bachelor's degree in business. Check it out. But at the same time, what I learned, we not getting no benefits from this. The people, though. The people. Not businesses. The people. The people, man. And here I am again. When are the people going to benefit from this deal? We paying you a good salary, we paying your assistant a great salary, but here we have people who work in administration for the parish. These guys are making pennies, man. Pennies. We gotta have some equity here. We gotta look at some equity here. And you can shoot me all that bull you want. I mean, you got a great big business account. You go all over the world, you travel, great hotels. People got to know that. The people have to know that. Great hotels, everything. Here you got guys, you're barely making $10 an hour here, man. But all we see here is a sign right there, right there, West Plummer Hatch, my brother. And the people see that. The people always coming to me and telling me, I say, hey, check it out for yourself. We got to start making some some kind of thing for, we have some equity here where I never had a problem with you making that kind of money. Never did. But at the same time, if you was in any kind of Fortune 500 corporation, you have to show where you making that kind of money. And we all know that sitting around that table here. We all know this. But the people doesn't know. But the people need to know. Here we go again. It's another 4 years. All we see is a sign up there. The people of the parish are not making any money off of this deal.
Time up, Mr. Henry.
That's all I got to say.
Anybody else? Anyone else? Next item, please. Reverend Edwards.
I just have a different spin for my friend Arthur Henry about the salary. It could be a starting point. I just hope that the Pope will bring in revenue so a lot of our young children who will graduate can come to a parish and get jobs that paying them money based on the fact that they have college degrees and spend. So I don't have a problem with that. It's just that we got to make sure that the Pope start generating the revenues and bringing some money in so our children are going to college knowing that they can come back to Plaquemine Parish and get higher paying salaries than Plaquemine Parish. So I have a different spin than my friend Arthur Henry.
When it's going to happen. Show me when it's going to happen.
Anyone else?
4 years.
Next item, please.
4A, a resolution authorizing the acceptance of bids for providing independent financial auditing services for the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District for a period of January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2020, with the option to renew for an additional 2 years and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Offer with those changes. Got a second?
Would you like me to read the changes? Oh, I'll wait till you
Yeah.
get your second.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The changes are, in the preamble, changing the dates, so to be for a period of January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021, for years ended December 31st, 2018, 19, and 20. And then down in the line 29 and 30, be the same changes, changing the date to January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021, for years ended December 31st, 2018, 19, and 2020.
Offer with those changes. Got a second?
You want me to reread it?
Yeah.
A resolution authorizing the acceptance of bids for providing independent financial auditing services for the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District for a period of December 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021, for years ended December 31st, 2018, 19, and 20, with the option to renew for an additional 2 years and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Offer, Mr. Connors, just second it. Any questions from the table? Audience, scene is open. Passes 9-0. Next item, please.
6D, an ordinance to amend and as amended the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District 2018 operating budget of revenue and expenditures and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Offer, is there a second? Second by Councilman Goury. We have some blanks. Yeah, take. I have an ordinance, I don't have a resolution. Okay. Come on. Yeah, but that's an ordinance, this was a resolution.
It's an ordinance.
Yeah. It's a resolution. File-
No, that's the chairman.
Wait, there we go. Okay. Line 5, blank 18-313. On line 14 at the end, 18-313, and October 25th, 2018. And I offer with those changes, second by Councilman Bowie with the changes. Any question from the table?
I have a question.
Mr. Roussel.
This is to accept the revenue of $30.5 million. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. When they, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And so I saw the transaction, that this transaction has already been made, that the property's already been purchased, and it's in the port's name at this time?
Correct.
And so this is like after the fact cleaning up the bookkeeping? Is that what it is?
Yes, the budget. We have till January 31st to make all amendments and changes to the previous year's budget. So this is, when the purchase and the CEA was approved, it was done in a resolution, and we cannot amend the budget. So this is an ordinance that would properly amend the budget for that transaction.
And so the property is now in the port's name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more comments from the table? Audience? Hearing none, the machine is open. Passes 9-0. Next, please.
E, a resolution authorizing Maynard J. Sandy Sanders, Executive Director of the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, to extend the current agreement for professional services with Dwyer, Cambry, and Suffern for the provision of legal counsel and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Offers there a second?
Second.
Questions from the table? Audience? Machine is open. Next, please. 9-0, passes.
F, an ordinance to amend the Plaquemines Parish Port Harbor and Terminal District 2019 operating budget of revenue and expenditures and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, the Port staff will make the recommendation that this item be withdrawn at this time.
I'm sorry?
That this item will be withdrawn. F.
F has been officially requested to be withdrawn, so be it. Has been withdrawn.
7, new business. There's no new business, and there are no resolutions wherein a suspension is being sought. Number 8, approval of the December 13, 2018 special meeting minutes.
Introductions.
Offer, second, by,
Introductions?
huh?
Introductions? Have we done introductions?
We didn't do it. Are there any introductions?
Let's finish the minutes.
Introductions?
I'll second the minutes.
Okay, we will come back. Second minute by Mr. Roussel. Any question from the table? Okay, Mr. Roussel. I mean, Mr. Philip.
I'm more handsome than him.
Mr. LaFrance, call you. Go ahead, Mr. LaFrance.
Ordinance approving authorization and directing Maynard Sanders, Executive Director of Plaquemines
Excuse me.
Parish Port and Harbor.
We're on the minutes right now.
I call a question.
We're doing the minutes, then we come back to the introduction.
Oh, okay.
Question has been called for. Machine is open. Passes 9-0.
Introductions of ordinances and resolutions.
Mr. LaFrance.
An ordinance approving authorization and directing Maynard Sanders, Executive Director of Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, PPHTD, to purchase certain land owned by Woodland Borough Pits, LLC, and which is desirable for the continuing development of PPHTD and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance revoking and abandoning right-of-way for the building and maintenance of a street granted on January the 30th, 1937, to the Plaquemines Parish Police Jury. resolution adopting the amendments to the Plaquemine Parish Port, Harbor, and Terminal District, the Port Accounting Policies and Procedure Manual. A resolution approving the authorization of John Bartholomew, Port Chairman, Manon J. Sanders, Port Executive Director, and Cambrell Riley Williams, Port Controller, to execute a Louisiana compliance questionnaire to Canatar and Company, CPAs, and otherwise to provide in respect thereto. A resolution authorizing Maynard J. Sanders, Executive Director of Plaquemine Port Harbor and Terminal District, to enter into an agreement for information technology service with Intelligent Transportation System, LLC, for the provision of IT service and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. That's it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. LaFrance. Any other board members have any introduction? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn? Motion by Councilman Black, second by Mr. Albro. Machine is open. Passes 9-0. Meeting adjourned at 1:30.